Hello and welcome back to another OmniHeroes video. In this video, I'm just going to go through the Supremacy lineup that I have for World Arena. So, as you can see, if we have a look at the rankings, I've actually lost a couple of places. I was at around 6. I think I just need one more victory, effectively, and it puts me back up to around 6, so long as I'm getting 100 points for the victory. Again, put me up to 6. I'm nowhere near, nowhere near 1, 2, or 3. As you can see, I'm about 300 points off. So that's 3 victories, and I could get to third. But it's very, very unlikely that I could get to third with that. However, the teams that I've got have a relatively good track record. So as you can see, I've got these are all attacks against the teams that I'm running, and very strong players as well. Opie, very strong. Azu, very strong. Bahamut, very strong. Stormbreaker, very strong. Again, only a couple of losses here, and then again, seems to have done very well. So, what are the teams? Well, first things first, let's jump into the defensive lineup and I'll show them off. Now, I've shown a lot of these teams off previously. If you checked out any of the previous videos, the Challenger tier video, the Master tier video, and now, again, I've just sort of repeated a lot of those teams because they seem to be working very well. So we're going to go into a full breakdown of each team, so you best buckle in. It's going to be a long video. Lucky you. So, firstly, we've got Seraphina and we've got Gloria. The way that I have built these teams is, it might be best, let's jump into the Hope Tree. And just see where I've gone with the Hope Tree. So first things first, I have proof of Glorians and I have proof of Dooms. Now I've gone up the negative tree on proof of Dooms, and I've got up the positive tree on proof of Glorians. And the reason for that is because I wanted one negative and one positive tree to experiment with the different team setups that are available. So let's start from the beginning. Avengers, I've gone positive, so I've got the Elysians, and primarily I went for this. So after taking action, Avengers Synergy Mates restore 20% of max HP. That's after action, they will heal. Very strong, and it can be up to 50%. The Mystical Fountain as well. So the Mystical Fountain appears. A Mystical Fountain reaches its max level when the allied team's positive Moonglow reaches 200%, enhancing the effect of Mystical Power by 600%. The Mystical Power increases heroes' attack, defense, and max HP by 100%. So effectively, I believe the way that it works is the unit in the back middle slot will get 1200% in total. Now I have maxed this out. Grace of Divine, maximum number of attack boost, defense boost, and HP boost stacks is increased by 15. When negative Moonglow reaches 200, all allies gain 3 stacks of attack boost, defense boost, and HP at the start of each round. Can be relatively quick depending on your team build, of how quickly you build this up, and also relies very heavily on the heal, on the negative energy gain as well. I have gone with Valianters, so we've got the energy on skill, and we've also got Grace of Demon for Valianters. So when it reaches 200 for the first time, allies gain Ascension for 3 rounds. For the duration, attack, defense are increased by 300%, and additionally it grants Fortitude for 3 rounds. Very powerful effect. This is less important. It's okay, it does the job, but I've not put much stock into it. Now, Grace of Hunters, I've already been through. You'll have heard me go on and on and on about it. It's 100% of healing received converted into attack and defense, up to 250 million. I've gone with the positive side on the Mystifiers. So this is Grace of Gaze. It's to banish an enemy. You can go with Grace of, technically, Enigma, but they call it Grace of Demon for some reason. So you can go with that, but it is mainly the Bone Corruption that you want to go with. Now, there is a bit of a problem. The 2 strongest synergies, I think, Dooms and Mystifiers, are both on separate or on the different trees. So this is on negative, and the Mystifiers is on positive. So you can't really combine those 2 in any particular synergy. It would be very, very strong if I had gone negative on this side, or positive on this side. So as you can see, Grace of Claw deals 5%, but it consumes 200 positive energy. That's my problem with it. So if we go into overview and we have a look at this, when an ally is attacked, it consumes 200 positive Moonglow, and this is when an ally is attacked, it consumes 200 energy to deal equal to 50% of HP lost to all enemies, with a 100% chance to dispel all buffs from each enemy, and a 100% chance to remove all debuffs from each ally. Very strong, but it consumes 200 energy, so it's a one-shot. Whereas this, you just need to hit the 200 energy, and you're going to be getting stacks for the rest of the game. So, again, that's the reason that I've gone with that. And then Grace of Shadow, there's Grace of Astral, it's okay. It's alright, it does the job. But Grace of Shadow, much, much stronger, in my opinion. Especially the every 20 negative Moonglow energy increases the dodge of all allies by 15%. This is really strong, especially when you've got 200, so you get 150% dodge chance. You do consume 100 negative Moonglow energy, and that's on dodge. But then for the rest of the round, all allies will cast dodge. Sorry, whenever a dodge happens for the rest of that round, we will effectively apply stun and cast our ultimate as well. I have also invested a little bit in this just so there is a chance of this happening. So it's 2.5% chance. We can go up to 5% chance, but again, I'm not running too many ethereals this season. I haven't invested anything in the positive Moonglow tree, and I've not invested anything in the negative Moonglow tree either. I could do, but again, I'm waiting to level these up first, and then once I've leveled these up, that's when I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I don't think I've got any resets left. I have one reset left. I have one reset left, and I don't think I'll need to use it. I've got my team set. I've done all of my testing. Did all of that at the very start of the season when the resets were free. I tested each tree individually to test strengths and weaknesses, and these are the ones that I've found to be the most coherent. So first things first, that's the breakdown of the tree. We've got that out of the way, and now we can jump into the teams, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is a positive team or a positive Moonglow team, which is why we've got the Luminas here. So when positive Moonglow is above 1, the attack of all allies is increased by 200%, which is why I've gone the positive side for Glorians and for Avengers. So again, we've got Seraphina and Gloria, your two strikers for your Glorian team. You've got Hey Kate as the striker. You can replace Hey Kate with Sal on this team. Still very strong option, but not as damaging as Hey Kate, I've found. Especially the Deviant synergy. Very, very strong. You've got Janna and Althea, your two phantoms up at the front, just to make sure that you've got some survivability. And typically, it'll be Janna who does survive for the longest. Hey Kate and this back row is pretty much a distraction. You just want Janna to survive for as long as possible. So we've got the 2 stars under Avengers and 2 stars under Glorians, and it's because of the relics that have been used. So you've got all 3 Glorian and all 3 Avengers relics. The artifact for this one is the Avengers relic. As you can see, I've got it at 2-star at the moment. Very strong, very powerful, the higher the star level that you get it. Now this is the second team, so I have gone negative on this side, so Ecliptas. And the reason that I've gone Ecliptas is primarily because I think Eudora and Arthur, both are Ecliptas. And so Victoria then fits in very well with this. We've got 3 Dooms, 3 Ethereals, and as you can see, relics match up as well. So 3 Ethereal relics, 3 Doom relics. Looking forward to that new relic that's coming out. I believe it's coming out on Friday, so we'll have a see about that. Now, there are 2 enchanters in Eudora and Ophelia. Not that it matters altogether too much, but you do have 2 deviants as well in Ophelia and Elisha, and then you've got your 3 celestials here. This team is all about stacks. Stacks, 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 stacks. Partially because of the royal buff, so you've got 5 royals. So each stack of buff an ally unit gains increases their damage boost and damage reduction by 4% up to 20 stacks. So as you can see, the 5 royals, Elisha's going to be putting stacks on very quickly, Arthur's going to be putting stacks on very quickly, and Victoria will be building up those stacks very quickly. Very, very strong team. It does lose quite frequently, believe it or not, but it's mainly when there's an enemy Gaia or an enemy Aphrodite. Now, this is a team that I have been working on for the entire season. Fortunately, Pandora here. If you don't have Pandora, you can replace her with Leandra. Absolutely fine. But you do have 3 Phantoms. Well, firstly, you've got your 5 Royals. So again, the more buffs you have, the higher the damage reduction, higher damage boost you get. You also get the Ecliptas. So you've got 3 Ecliptas, which will, when you've got negative Moonglow energy, you get defense and HP. Very strong in this team. You've got your 3 Deviants in the form of Hades, Ayushta, and Pandora. You've got 3 Doomsdayers. So that is Dahlia, and you have Ayushta, but I have Proof of Dooms. And you've got 3 Valiantas as well. Now, the relics don't match up just because they, again, we don't really have Doom Valiantas relics, but we probably should do after this season. So I've just gone with all of the Valiantas relics, the mirror specifically, to help out with the revival effect. So we get the revivals from the 3 Phantoms, but we also get revivals from the mirror as well. Knight's Edge there just to give the additional damage boost, and then Underworld Key to get things going, get the ball rolling. Now, again, 2 Celestials on here, Dahlia and Elma. Dahlia switches with Elma quite frequently as well, building up Elma's HP. Not that it needs it, but HP and attack as well. And quite frequently, this team will win from reflect damage. It won't actually be proper damage. Occasionally, Pandora will pop off, or another of the team will pop off, but the whole point is to keep Elma alive for as long as possible. Ayushta and Dahlia die, bring the other 2 back. The other 2 are there for the damage that they can provide, and the execution as well. So the 35% threshold for Hades. Now, I do have Hades red runes. I have his epic runes. He is very strong with those epic runes, but could probably do a 2-2, to be honest. Now, moving on to Team 4, seen this one before as well. This is my Enchanters build, or at least the as close to Enchanters as I could get. I can effectively take out Mavis and Aphrodite, and I could go ahead and pop in Lachesis and Arkdina as well. As you can see, Arkdina is up to half red. So just in case you don't know what these half red runes do, when the allied team's total number of revivals is higher than 4, Arkdina gains repeated revival. Now, that doesn't work alongside Althea, as I thought it was going to, but she can revive infinitely if you have more than 4 revives when she comes back. So just something to keep in mind there. Now, the team is based all around Aphrodite and getting Aphrodite to do as much work as she possibly can. You've got your 3 enchanters, so Dial-Chan will apply attack stacks and increase max attack of your units when she dies, and also when she applies the Confuse, which is why we've gone 3 enchanters. We've got Wu to steal, we have Ariana to defend and basically die on the front row, but she does put some damage in. We have Mavis and Aphrodite, our 2 monarchs in the Avengers team. We've got 2 Celestials, 1 Lightseeker in the form of Mavis, and 1 Deviant in the form of Ariana. Again, it's all around stealing the opponent's stuff, and then once the opponent's stuff has been stolen, finish them off with Mavis or finish them off with Aphrodite, chaining quite a lot. Relics, I've gone for, I've only got 2-star banner, but I do have Spear, so that's Spear, banner, and then the new relic as well, which is Avengers and Valiantas, but again, I can't combine those 2 because Avengers is positive and Valiantas is negative. But it is just to get the spear going, then you get the shield going to do more damage, then you get the HP increase from this particular relic, and then it repeats again. If I had banner at higher star, this would be a much more toxic team, to say the least. I have gone with this one as well, the stun relic. So at the start of battle, applies stun to all enemies for 1 round. Very strong. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I've gone with the Valiantas relic. The Valiantas artifact on this one. In this team, I've gone with the for the first 3 rounds of battle, all allies take 50% less damage to enable Arthur to build up as much as possible. So Arthur to build up Eudora, Elisha, Victoria, all to build up as much as possible. Now this is a Mystifier's Glorian monarch build. So you've got Audrey, Lillian, Leah, and Astrid as your monarchs. You do have only one Celestial on this team, which is the weakness of this team. I've found in like sort of mirror matches, you typically will die very quickly against opposing Mystifiers, but the ones that aren't find it very difficult to take down this middle three. Gaia and Lancelot here for damage, basically. Gaia to slow down the enemy to allow you to attack, and Lancelot to deal additional corrode damage. Astrid will also apply 4 stacks of corrode to whoever she touches. Lily and Leah to provide shielding, and Audrey to heal, build up, and go over time to really tuck in those long matches. We also have got Ecliptas because we are on a negative Moonglow. So we've got negative. Oh well, no, we've got positive Moonglow. But I've gone with negative on this one, the Ecliptus, for the additional defense. It's just the way it's fallen, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So we have 2 Protectors, 2 Deviants, 1 Light Seeker, because I don't have Lancelot up yet, and then Celestial 1 of as well. We do also have the Death Scythe, we have the Plague Bow, and then we have this nifty chest, or cauldron, sorry. So after casting for the next 1 round, damage received by all allies will be absorbed by the cauldron. This is very strong. This is a very powerful ability. It really is. Taking 0 damage when that procs is very strong. You just don't want it to happen at the end of a round, which I've seen before. So number 6, or team 6, is a Valiant's Dooms. So we've got Leandra, Macaria, and Atrops all in the back row. There are Valianters, and we have Athena and Halios as well as our Dooms. Again, we've got 2 Light Seekers in the form of Athena and Atrops. We have 2 Enchanters in the form of Halios and Athena. We only have 3 Royals, so we only have Halios, Macaria, and Leandra. And we do have 2 Deviants in the form of Macaria, Leandra. We have 2 Dawnbringers in Athena and Atrops, and 1 Celestial as well. As you can see, Ecliptus and Lunas, I just couldn't fit the right team in. So, yeah, it is what it is. Now, did I show off this last time? Just the Mystifiers one, just for the increased damage and trying to get as much damage through as possible. And then on this one, we've gone the Dooms. So effectively, we're relying on Athena and Halios to do as much damage as possible. This back row is really just a distraction. We do have the Lance here. We have the Whirling Blade, and we do have the Dual Blades as well, which they do increase relic damage, but it's not what we're looking for. We're looking mainly for the increase of attack for all allies for 2 rounds, and then they execute as well. I have seen it happen. It does happen. So this team, again, relatively strong. They do put in work so long as enemies are attacking first or have reasonably low defense. If the game goes on too long, this team does not do well. Now, this team, I've gone with 5 Royals. So you've got Karnak, Wukong, and Elowin as your Ethereals, and then you've got Lamia and Madeline. This is a 4 Protectors team and a Luminas team as well. So they're building up defense and they're building up attack as well, getting an additional 200% attack if they got positive Moonglow energy, which we don't on this team. We don't gain positive Moonglow energy, but it's not really super relevant because we don't need the attack. This team needs a lot more defense, to be honest. But we do have 3 Celestials, so we've got Karnak, Elowin, and Madeline for our Celestials. We have 3 Dooms, Lamia, Madeline, and the 3 Ethereals. We've got 2 Deviants as well. So this team, the whole point of this team is to allow Wukong to survive for as long as possible, to get as many crits in and build up for as long as possible. As you can see, I've gone with the Chaos Orb. I've gone with the Gourd as well. The Gourd's quite interesting, but does need to be 3 stars because it starts to copy all of the buffs, or all of the buffs are doubled when you've got it up to 3 stars after you've cast it. And as well, you've also got the healing or the famine scales. again, it's just another reset, which is what we very much enjoy. But again, it's the Protector synergy that I've built around on this one, looking to get as many hitbacks as possible. Now, this team, it's a bit of a mismatch. We've got 3 royals in the form of Gwyn, we've got Mulan, and we've got Catherine. We do have 3 strikers in Catherine, Nawi, and Mulan. And we do have Minotaur and Gwyn in the front row. Minotaur really there is to absorb as much damage as possible. He can also double the number of corrode stacks on there, but it's not what he's in there for. He also does apply stun to an enemy for 2 rounds, so it can be reasonably useful when he takes action. You've got 2 Light Seekers for Nawi and Minotaur. In case you don't know what Light Seeker does, every 1 stack of buff gained by Light Seeker heroes increases damage boost and damage reduction by 1.5 up to 20 stacks. Again, you can have a very similar increase if you have all 5 Light Seekers, but it's not what it's worth. So Gwyn will provide attack increase, so he provides those attack stacks for Catherine and Mulan to do as much damage as possible. Nawi is here in combination with Mulan, so when Nawi attacks, and if she hits, or if she procs and does her Scarlet Sweeper, whatever it's called, that's very strong. It's a very powerful ability, especially in combination with Burn. Each of those basic attacks that hits will apply a stack of burn, so you get up to the maximum amount of burn whenever Nawi does proc. I have also gone with the healing here, so we've got, as you can see, we've got no healers on the team whatsoever in a team with Catherine on it. Bit silly, but it is what it is. So that's why I've gone with this artifact to try and compensate for that. It's 25% healing, which can build Catherine up very quickly. And just to let you know, this is the Ethereals. So again, we're playing around Wukong, dealing as much damage as possible. Now, relics for this one. I've gone with the Crown, Scissors, and then the Book as well, just to get that Mystifiers synergy going on. So we do have 2 stars under Mystifiers, 0 under Glorians, but it is what it is. And that's the team setup for this one. And the final team that I go with is a Monarchs team. Of course, I go with the Monarchs team. Let me just show this here. It is, unfortunately, it's a bit opposite to what I wanted, really. Oh, actually, no, it's not, because it's a Lumas build. So we get the defense from the Monarchs, the 5 Monarchs. I've been through this many, many times on this channel before as to why I think Monarchs is the strongest synergy. But an ally unit will not take damage exceeding 30% of max HP, and every 1% of HP the target loses increases damage boost by an additional 2%. This team can do a lot of damage very quickly, as long as they lose a bit of health first. Say an opposing Mystifiers team will do a lot of damage to them, and then they will do a lot of damage back as well, because of the Luminas synergy and because of the Monarch synergy as well. So we do have 3 royals in the form of Dullahan, Talos, and Cleopatra. We've got 3 Dooms, so we've got Merlin and Halissa. Those count as 3 because they've got Proof of Dooms. And then we've got 3 Mystifiers, so we've got Talos, Dullahan, and Cleopatra as our 3 Mystifiers as well. We do have 2 Celestials in Talos and Cleopatra. We've got 1 Light Seeker in the form of Merlin. I am working on getting Halissa up to Light Seeker. I'm only a couple of units away, but we'll have to see. Now, I do have 1 Deviant on the team in the form of Dullahan, and as you can see, relics are looking very poor. So we've got a Dooms relic here, we've got a Mystify relic, and we've got a Dooms again. It's additional shielding for the front line, or if the front line goes down, additional shielding for whoever's left. But we want to apply corrode stacks, and we also want to reduce enemy reflect rate, because quite often in this slot 9 we will find enemies like a very powerful Dooms team who will do a lot of damage to us very quickly. It's why primarily I built 5 Monarch team on this last slot. Now the relic here is just to increase our attack by 50% overall, and that really does help us kick off big time. So that is those are the teams. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the battle report, and let's go ahead and have a look at CG Bahamut. And the reason that I'm going to look at this one is primarily because all 9 teams are shown. So this is going to be quite quite lengthy, I believe, unless something drastic happens. But we are defending here. So this team on the right-hand side is my team, and on the left-hand side is Bahamut's team as well. So what I might do is pop this here. Pop me in the center, and then you can see the health, and you can also see the power level of the enemy team as well. So we're going under shields. That's another thing that people have forgotten about Seraphina, is she does allow your team to go under shields, which is very, very important for this team specifically, because you are looking to do as much damage as quickly as possible to the enemy team. Again, this enemy build, it looks very, very strong. You've got your two Glorians, and you've got your three Ethereals at the back. They look to be building up positive Moonglow energy. We do get max HP increases, and that is from the sphere as well. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we're looking relatively good. I thought we'd be dead right away. Now, I haven't checked the stats on this, but oof, that is why I have tried running Hecate, because of how much damage she can do. Like, she could one-shot that entire team. It could be very, very strong. But again, the problem being, this team, it's just... I mean, Janna here could have one-shot them, but they just dodged too much. Althea goes down. Unfortunate. They apply this hindrance, which is very, very strong against us. This team pretty much exclusively relies on the HP increases and the shield increases as well that Janna provides. But we're doing a lot of damage because, again, it is a 3-striker team. So 3 strikers build. Again, every single hit is going to kill us. But fortunately, we're able to hopefully survive this and power through. Janna, again, being the last one standing, typically, is what we're looking for. So unfortunately, yeah, Janna is stunned, but Hecate she would have done absolutely massive damage. But again, it's the Monarch synergy that is crushing us effectively. Now we do get the HP increases, and we're going to start to gain those attack and HP increases as well from Janna. Whenever a unit dies, she will also then increase her attack and increase her defense as well. I think as long as we can get rid of Ultra Instinct, nice. But as long as we can get rid of the enemy Eudora here, I think that's what's going to hopefully seal it for us as well. Now we do get max HP increases, and we still don't get our relic off. Unfortunately, it's just bad timing, I think, that we aren't able to do this. But I think this is a loss. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to skip ahead. If it turns out we do win, then it's a flipping miracle. Yeah, but we did get up to round 12. So just Janna by herself, getting up to round 12 against those 3. Very, very strong. Very, very powerful. I might do a video on Janna next, actually, to be fair. I really, I am a Janna enjoyer. Very much, I'm a Janna enjoyer. This team, the enemy team, it looks like they've done something reasonably similar, except we have, on our build, we have, instead of Astrid, we've got Cleo. Instead of the 2 Glorians, we've got 2 Dooms on the team as well. So we'll see how that pans out. Now this team, again, we've built up this team. We're starting to build up as much as possible. And remember, we're taking 50% less damage than we would normally take in the first 3 rounds. That was such a broken... That was so broken. It really was. It was busted. Not being able to take damage for the first 3 rounds. It was just gross. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking with it. For some reason, they thought it was a good idea. I personally did not think it was a good idea. Now, Lily and Leah to pop off here, giving the double shields and also applying hindrance to our team. That is a major downfall for us. Hindrance being applied to this team again. It's just quite key to get that hindrance applied as much as possible. It does apply when a unit dies. So when an enemy unit dies, we'll get hindrance applied to us. Fortunately, it's only for 1 round though, so we should start to build up after this round. And even though the enemy had, was it 4? Yeah, 4 monarchs on the team. We were still able to push all of that damage through, and it's because of the multi-instance damage that Eudora does, and also the reflect damage done by Arthur himself. So as you can see, multi-instance damage, Eudora does not care if you are a monarch, she will kill you anyway. And yeah, we built up, didn't lose any team, even against a team that was stronger. It's 2900 power. Now, our team here, it looks very strong, but against enemy Avengers, I'm not too sure. Really, I'm not. I mean, we've got our 3 monarchs for survivability, but it's Aphrodite that's the problem, and you'll see why in just a second. So she steals Lancelot. Yep, absolutely fine. We are going to take much more corrode damage. Fortunately, enemies do not have corrode damage. And she's just going to take us out one by one. It doesn't matter how strong our team is. If our entire team is stolen, there's just nothing else we can do. So, you have to kill the enemy team without killing your own unit. And again, you have absolutely no control over this in a PvP matchup. If you did, it would make things a lot easier because I just wouldn't. If you could choose where your targets are going, it would make matches a lot longer. But also, you just wouldn't choose Audrey, or you just wouldn't choose the unit that has been stolen. And then that's one way that you could get around it. But again, it's just such Aphrodite is just so toxic. And saying that, this comes from somebody who's playing what do you call it, Gaia. But again, you just have no chance against opposing Aphrodites. She's so toxic. Like, if there was going to be a unit that was banned, I would 100% choose Aphrodite. I wouldn't question it. I wouldn't say, oh, yeah, it could be this other unit, could be Gaia, could be, Lancelot, could be whoever. Um, I, I, I physically could not choose anybody else other than Gaia to ban. That for me is saying something. She is just so toxic in her gameplay that I just don't know. Honestly, I really don't know what they were thinking. Um, yeah, it's just silly, just silly. Now we do get Audrey back, but it doesn't matter because Aphrodite's just going to steal. She's going to steal another unit, potentially Gaia. Oh no, she likes Audrey this time. Hopefully Audrey can survive for long enough. No, so she's just going to steal until we've got one unit left, and then we can hope that that one unit is strong enough to win. But probably it's going to be Lily and Leah. We'll see who the final unit stolen is. Um, again, you just, if there is an enemy Aphrodite and you do not have an Aphrodite to counter, you've got no chance. You really don't have a chance to win against Aphrodite. She's just horrible. Like, at first it was funny, it was exciting because I won against Davy with a team with her on, and I thought, there's something a bit strange there. There should be absolutely no chance that I can beat Avi. But it turns out that actually, yeah, it is Aphrodite that is make it. She just makes the game so toxic. It's untrue. She makes me so mad. I just feel like skipping this one now. But we do have to see. We do have to see this one play out. I think if we can. See, now Corrode would have got her there had she not had the fortitude effect. Again, oh, maybe that's why I stick around, Maybe that's why I stick around. And Mavis here should be on her final legs. We do get to apply this a lot of corrode damage with Gaia again, but this is sheer dumb luck that we were able to banish Aphrodite here. It is what it is. Like, what can you say? What can you say? Hmm. And the double stacks of corrode are helping out quite a bit. To say the least, the double stacks of corrode are helping out quite a bit. We do take them all out effectively, and Yeah, so apparently it is corrode, and you've got to banish the enemy Aphrodite in order to win. But we've still not won yet. Mavis can come back. Oh no. Oh, I hate that matchup so much. And then here's me going on about how much I hate Aphrodite, and then lo and behold, she's in the next match. I do feel like skipping this match. I feel like skipping this match because I don't like Aphrodite as a character. It is what it is. Like I understand to a point, um, but still, like stealing an enemy whenever one of our units dies. They have all been stunned, by the way. The reason that they've all been stunned is because of I don't know actually. Why are they all stunned? That is very strange. Oh no, it was the relic. It was the relic that did it. Not the relic, the artifact, the stun artifact. That's what it was. I've just gone on about it and how good I think it is, and it's just proved itself right. So yeah, but Aphrodite powering through there, just just dirty. A dirty character. I really do not like the way that Aphrodite plays. I don't like the way that she is. Now, moving on to this team, as you can see, we've got our protector lineup. This is quite often a okay, so Holy Shield with three, or at least above 3 stars. It is what it is. But we do have our protectors here, and Sanctuary will also trigger quite frequently, I hope, through through Lamia here. Uh, we aren't doing altogether too much, and we are up against one, two, three. So we are up against 3 monarchs as well. So we're not going to be able to one-shot them with reflect damage. I think this is most definitely a loss. Yeah, the Holy Shield is really going to help. I think the next 3 matches are going to be a loss. This is going to be quite painful. Oh, even did that through the banish. So she's banished, but she still activated it. Weird. But yeah, as I said, very much a loss. Now, this one is also going to be a loss, I suspect. I think that, yeah, so this one has to be a loss, and the next one has to be a loss as well, I believe. But it's the Merlin combination. So Merlin and Halissa, along with Doris, it's going to be really, really strong, really powerful. Having the 4 monarchs on the enemy team, there's just no chance for us, unfortunately. Yeah, because of the 4 monarchs. Again, the one who has the most monarchs in a Dooms matchup will typically win. No two ways about it. It is what it is. If you have got the if you have got that monarch synergy on your Dooms team and you're going up against an opposing Dooms team, the one with the monarch synergy is going to win because they're going to be able to attack through that the monarch. Sorry, going to be able to attack through the reflect damage. So Halios just going to go straight down here. Yes, that would have killed the enemy. So the enemy would have all gone down at that point. However, they're not able to take more than looks like 40% with having 4 dooms on. Not able to take more than 40%. And this one again, I'm not super impressed with this team. It may win here against this enemy team. Lots of dooms, but if Nawi does proc in this round one, we should have a victory here. Or maybe not. Maybe we just die right off the bat because it's a Dooms team powered up by the Ethereals. Again, I physically cannot pull myself to have a Dooms Ethereal team. It's just so strong. Just so strong. And all of my units would be Doom Ethereals. Which is why I've chosen to go with the that Dooms team. Sorry, the Proof of Dooms and Proof of Glorians as well. I say Ethereals, I mean Glorians. Now, this team, I am very confident we should get a win here because of the Monarch synergy that we have. The Monarch synergy really, really strong and should hopefully help us outlast this team. As you can see, enemy team, not a lot of deviants. Not a lot of royals on it, which I think is part of the problem. I think the more royals you have on a team, the better it will be. But it is just reflect and mystify damage. Reflect and yeah, reflect and mystify damage. And then this team, I am very, very proud of this team. This team has pulled it through so many times in the past. It looks like it's going to do it again here. So we get that reflect damage, and that is, again, it's all down to... Sorry, it was Reflect and Valiant as last time. But it is all about keeping Elma alive for as long as possible. Now, Pandora is an excellent addition to this team, and you're going to see why now. Oh, no. No, you're not. Unfortunate. Um, I was under the impression that we were going to get a kill, but it is what it is. But Hades does steal as well. So another thing, when Hades steals, he does not proc Pandora, but it is what it is. And we get the confuse here. We get Elma to taunt as well. So like you can see here, not doing altogether too much damage. Pandora will, because Pandora is just a nutcase. But and the miss as well. So that is another way to stop Pandora's ability. Is to it is for the enemy unit to dodge. Now we should see Dahlia not do any damage whatsoever. Hades might do. Yes, Hades does, but we don't see Dahlia do any damage whatsoever. That is not her role in that particular matchup. So that's it from me. Those are the teams that I've got. There's the defensive lineup I've got, as you can see. Very good defensive lineup. Only failed twice, up to where I was challenging a couple of hours ago. But against very strong opponents, seems to have pulled it out of the bag, and quite consistently so. So thanks very much for watching. I do hope you have a fantastic day, and let me know how it's going for you.